The first step is admitting you have a problem. And for 2 campaigns, I wrote it off. I'm not addicted, I'd say. I could stop anytime I want. I just don't want to. But if I did, I could. Major denial at play. Phoenix Mode is a difficulty variant introduced in Fire Emblem Fates that allows your units who were defeated in battle and lose all of their HP to respawn at the beginning of the next turn in the same square they were in and with full health. Defeat is impossible. Even if your main character dies, they respawn and the chapter doesn't fail. Even if every unit in your control dies on the same turn, progress isn't halted. They're revived on sight by what I can only imagine is the will of the gods, ready to take another stab at the enemy who just murdered them. Phoenix Mode tries to exist as simply a failsafe against bad luck or a less-than-stellar strategy, and that's what you'll tell yourself when you first start to experiment with it. Oh, it's not a crutch. It's just to prevent bullshit, you know? Enemies get garbage crits all the time and consistently hit me at 30% accuracy. I'm just trying to cushion the blow. If Phoenix Mode were a sentient being with a devious survival instinct, it would tell you that it removes the luck factor from play, so your well-thought-out plans can be executed flawlessly, as they should. And it's not exactly lying, but it's merely hiding its true agenda. Phoenix Mode wants your soul as a power source to feed to its life support systems. The more you play in it, the more strategy fades into the background of what you're doing, as your brain devolves into a mindless state of endlessly rushing your enemies because, hey, it's not like your units can die. But you never start with the hard stuff. Phoenix Mode will ruin your life, and you can't even end it all because you'll just immediately respawn. But there's always a gateway drug. Casual Mode. Towards the end of my experience with Fire Emblem Awakening, I decided to try out Casual Mode for the first time. I had already beaten the campaign a half-dozen times, so I figured why not? Take some of the pressure off, focus on discovering new support conversations. Casual Mode gives back your units at the end of the chapter, so if one is defeated in battle, they will simply retreat, not die. I thought that was a huge relief. It filled me with a sense of euphoria and carelessness, like there were no longer any consequences in the world. Oops, I made a strategic error and lost someone, but it's okay, it's not the end. But as is always the case, the danger of routine looms overhead. My mind was becoming dull due to a lack of healthy exercise. I was losing my motivation to think critically in favor of a maybe this won't be a disaster thought process. It's dehumanizing to throw your units at a stronger enemy, caring not for the pain they must endure, since it'll all amount to the same nothing in the end. There's no risk. Fire Emblem Fates came out during my descent into this path. I read the description of Phoenix Mode, decided to trade my joint for a crack pipe, and got hooked. When you reach Chapter 6, a new option in the main menu allows you to start a new campaign there, where fate branches, and you make your decision to support either Hoshido or neither as of the DLC. The problem is that selecting this option automatically sets you to the difficulty you picked in your last campaign. For me, that means an endless supply of Phoenix Mode to a helpless addict. If I want to escape that, I'd have to start a new campaign from scratch. You've heard of the danger of mixing drugs and alcohol? I haven't even told you the story of when I hit bottom yet. There's another feature in the game called Auto Battle. If Phoenix Mode was my drug, Auto Battle became my booze. This feature allows you to have units that have not already acted during this turn to act on their own, saving you time ordering every single unit around each turn, if you don't need them to do anything specifically important. Separately, Phoenix Mode and Auto Battle are dangerous vices, but put them together, you may fall into a hole you can never climb out. I was using them in tandem with one another to effectively let the game play itself to completion. As soon as my turn started, I'd have every invincible unit under my control make decisions for themselves. I didn't have to lift a brain cell. There are further options you can turn on to enhance Auto Battle's effectiveness, skipping past enemy turns and anything you deem irrelevant. It got so bad, I was selecting Auto Battle, and then 2 seconds later it was my turn again, where I promptly selected Auto Battle. The blackness would only interrupt to show me if a character of mine had leveled themselves up. A farce. No progress was being made here. Perhaps I was advancing further into the story at breakneck speed, but was I even truly present for it? The rude awakening came for me in the form of an actual awakening. I had literally drifted off to sleep for a few seconds in the midst of auto-battling. What I was doing was so mind-numbing that my brain felt it might as well turn off entirely. I was playing through Revelation's story for the first time. I was on Chapter 14. And I did something that was very difficult. I navigated to that save file from the main menu, and I deleted it. This wasn't how I wanted to immerse myself in the third perspective of the epic Fate saga. Since then, I've started a new game, on Classic Mode. I'm not quite to where Fate branches yet, but I'll get there. And when I do, I will be alert and awake for this journey anew. No more heavy eyelids and muscle memory button presses. Just a new chapter.